Hello everyone, this is Nathan Bryan, and this is my update number 39 of the Darugodoris. Today I worked on the spine. As you can see, I still have the skin here slightly transparent, so you can see the skeleton underneath. So far I have the skull, the basic limb bones, and the spine with pelvic girdle included. So let's turn off the skin so we can take a look. I also added a simple sternum here, more just for final look than for actually affecting the model. And the pelvic girdle, I ended up putting a little bit extra work into it because it's going to be something that's going to be viewable on the final rig when I'm showing it on my demo reel. Just extra little things to make it look nice in the end, nice and neat. Technically with things like the bones, you don't need this much detail, as what you're using it for is when you see an elbow coming rubbing underneath the skin, or the spinal cord showing when he bends. Just the basics is really what you need, but I'm going through a little bit extra depth to get it to look really nice, so that I can actually have him on my demo reel going from skin to muscles to bones and all of that. So I've connected them up. If I were to turn on my skeleton right now, you can see that it's one spine per skeleton. All I really did was modeled out one of these, duplicated it for each one of these spines, constrained point and orient to make sure that they are aimed in the same direction as the skeletal joints, and at the exact same point. This also allows for when I move them to follow the same direction as the joints. From there, I went ahead and used a lattice on every one of the spinal joints to create sort of an undulating feeling to them, widest where it's carrying the most weight, and extruded out some ribs. For the sternum, since it's not made of bone, it's made of cartilage, I simply bound it to the joints that are controlling the rib here. So the joints that are controlling the rib cage are in fact the ones controlling the sternum. I added a couple of smaller spine joints here so that it made a little bit more sense with the pelvis girdle. And it's a simple parent constraint for the pelvis girdle. Nothing special there. For a couple places like the tail, instead of using an orient constraint, I used an aim constraint, so that this skeleton joint will always look down to this one, which will always look down to this one. This means that when I turn the tail, it'll continue to look at the next joint down this chain. So now if I can go ahead and move things around, you can see how everything is beginning to fit together. And I can actually move the head around, and you're going to see how it affects the neck and the clavicular area. I also, if you remember, have this controller so I can move just the head without affecting the neck. This is mainly for smaller motions. All in all, this took me about 12 hours together, just the spine. It's actually really simple. You just start with one piece, duplicate, resize, and extrude out the ribs. If you wanted to go for something a little more simple, you can build the spine all as one giant piece and skin it together. This I sort of find easier because it's a little faster for me. Whatever works best for you is probably the way to go. So there you have it. The spine in its entirety, including the pelvis girdle and rib cage. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Have a great afternoon and happy rigging.